What's up, guys? MC Stu here, and today we're going to talk about the Looming Threats event and the fastest way to farm this out. I'm not going to go into a bunch of detail on the set itself because I don't have it yet, so we're unable to really test it out. I can say right off the top, it's not going to change anything in terms of the top-end meta, but this is nice for Tetrion, and we haven't seen a lot of love for, I guess, a lot of the other energy types in quite a while. So this is nice that they're adding this in. You could add it into a Tetrion build, and it certainly would be helpful. Not to mention having, a shield and core, when you roll a new character available to you to reclaim is super nice. You can continue to do that, constantly as you get new characters, if you pick up a recruit or something like that. So I'm not going to go into any more kind of detail until we play with this some. But off the top, it's not going to change anything big, at least in terms of the top-end meta. If you're someone that likes Tetrion and you've already, are building towards that, this is going to be real nice to have to add to some of the other mission sets and things like that that are already available. But again, just having, access to a shield and a core right off the top, and an Omni for that matter, is nice, especially if you're rolling a new tune. So what we're going to talk about in this video is how to get through this. So this event goes on, it's live for 30 days. It started 2 days ago, and you have to progress basically through 20 days. Some of these options to complete your daily progress can be pretty long. The new mission is fairly long. The TFO, it's hit or miss depending on who you're in there with, but they're pretty long. And so what I found is the best way to go about doing it, and we'll jump into one here in just a moment, is to do one of the new patrols. There is no cooldown on the patrols, so that makes it to where you can just run it back to back. So we'll go ahead and just jump into one here, and we can kind of talk through it. So the easiest way to get to it that I use is I'll just click on my mission journal, click on event. If you just scroll down here to the bottom, you can select a patrol. And what you're going to want to do, I found that the Jupiter Gauntlet is the fastest on normal mode. So make sure you select it on normal mode, and then you'll just go ahead and launch the patrol. It'll take you right in. Now, I on purpose didn't take any of my meta builds or any of those kinds of things because I realize people are going to have different levels of builds and those kinds of things. So what I'm running is just a kind of a heavy kind of tank-ish. It's just kind of a fun build, fire at will phaser. It's nothing super special. In my cannon scatter volley build, I can get through this mission in literally like a minute. It's pretty quick. This is going to take a few more moments, but it's not very long, and you'll see here. So let's go ahead and start buffing up. So basically we have, I think, 4 groups total that we have to destroy. And once you're done with that, and that's it. It's very, very quick. And I would encourage you, try the new mission out if you haven't. Try some of that new content. But I think you're going to find on, day 10, 15, it starts to get a little bit stale after a while. And so you're probably going to want to be able to move through this fairly easily so you can get to doing content that's a little more enjoyable. It's kind of one of the bummers with some of their special events in this game is it'll normally involve new content, which is great, but the problem is it'll make you play it 20 days in a row, and then I don't want to play it again for the next year. So you can mix it in. It's up to you however you want to run it. Again, this is just what I found to be the fastest way to go about getting this completed for my daily. I do have a free-to-play account as well, which is what I'm on, so I have my main and my free-to-play, so I'm having to do it times 2, compared to if I only had one account. So here's our 3rd wave. The ship is feeling a little sluggish, I don't know why. I just pulled this out of dry dock. These enemies will rotate, so we have the Alachi, similar to some of the TFOs, but a lot of the patrols will rotate what kind of enemy you're going up against. Okay, and then this should be, I think, the last wave. The second to last wave. I should have started a timer for this just to kind of see, but I guess we can go back and look after. Again, if you do this with a cannon scatter volley build or even like a good EPG build with some control, it would go really, really fast. But again, I just wanted to demonstrate this because it's one thing if I'm like, you know, fast way to grind this out and I take a meta cannon scatter volley build in, it wouldn't really be well representative. Just got a couple more here. That should be it, and there it is, guys. So as soon as you finish this, you just select your rewards. The nice thing is what I just clicked out of, you get that every time. The marks, you get 30 the first time, and then that drops down to 15 after that. But so you are still getting some decent rewards when you run it multiple times, which is kind of nice. I think you get 500 dilithium and a couple other crafting materials, some things like that. And you will get that same reward on the second time where you go to run it. You just will get less marks. But again, this is less about farming out any kind of materials or resources and more so about just getting the event done quickly so I can move on to other things that I want to do or my endeavors, those kinds of things. So if we go back and we look at the mission journal again here, and let me pay attention, we scroll down, select a patrol. There's the patrol, it's up. You don't have to wait for any kind of cooldown. We could just launch that again and we would be done. And, you know, you're looking at, it'll vary depending on your build. So if you have, you know, this build's probably middle of the road. If you have anything that's better than that, you're going to complete it even faster. If it's maybe not quite as good as what I had there, it might take you a couple extra minutes. But either way, it is much faster, especially than the TFO or the mission. So if you haven't played the TFO, I won't give too much away on that, but it's similar to the not the vault, but the last event that we had, the Voth mothership, where you're running the trench. It's like that, but it's even bigger and spread out. And there's a lot of go to this place and click this button and wait here for it to load and on to the next one. If you had a team that really knew what they were doing, you could get through it quicker. But even with everybody knowing what they're doing, it's still going to take a good amount of time to get through that. You do get 2 points for doing that. So running the mission or the TFO. Does the TFO give you 2 points? Let me just verify that. It should have said in here. I guess it says in game, doesn't it? Let's look there. Yeah, so basically everything gives you 2 points. The patrols give you just 1. So running it twice is faster than all these other options that you have. Unless, you know, the build isn't super good or maybe you're new and you're still working on it, then it might make sense to just queue up and get into one of these. And if you get a halfway decent team, it'll move you through fairly quickly and you'll get your 2 points just from that one. But if you're someone that's solo, you have a halfway decent build, run the patrol twice, you'll just crank right through it and you'll be done with that daily. Like I said, that's what I've been doing. And like, because I'm doing it on 2 accounts, I have 2 computers, so what I'm doing is I'm setting I'm going in as a team, setting one ship to follow the main ship I'm piloting, then I'm using my space bar between them, and it's getting damaged, and I'm able to knock that out. I would only do that kind of thing if you're doing something solo. That wouldn't be right to bring in, you know, 2 accounts like that into like a public queue. But if you're doing it on a patrol or something where it's just you or running some sort of a private, then there isn't any kind of issue with doing that. So there it is, guys. I hope that's helpful. If you were already getting burned out on, you know, running the mission over or running the TFO over, the patrol is definitely a great option, and I would highly recommend at least mixing it into your rotation. You know, some days if you're just feeling like, hey, I want to do the TFO, you really like it. It does look really nice. It's not bad. It's just time consuming, and for me, I just don't have a lot of time. So patrol is the way to go. Let me know what you guys think of that. Let me know what you've been running, if you found something else that's faster, or if you just love the new mission or the new TFO. I want to hear about it. Let me know down in the description or in the comment section. That does it, guys. Until next time, I appreciate you watching. Have a good one. Hey guys, appreciate you watching. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, ring the bell, and sub to the channel for the latest news updates and how-to guides.